bastards! I didn't do nothing! Damn fool!
Despite everything that Hollywood movies have taught us, the life of a rootin' cowboy doesn't just revolve around robbing trains, lassoing cattle, and necking cheap moonshine until you puke your guts up into your Stetson. Although, to be fair, that does sound like quite a lot of fun. Nope, going by the latest gameplay trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2, it looks like there's going to be plenty of other activities available in Rockstar's new open world. Activities that should keep you entertained in those quiet moments when your cowpoke isn't busy using bullets to poke holes in pedestrians.
Do you have my bag? Always, Dutch.
First up, how's about a lovely drive with some friends through the western wilderness? Everyone loves a day trip, sure, but the Wild West got that name for a reason, so these lovely ladies here are obviously in need of a chauffeur to transport them safely to their lunching location. Now, going by the admittedly small amounts of info in this trailer, it could entirely be possible that this is Red Dead Redemption 2's idea of a taxi-style side mission. We know that a lot of the game's side missions will be found organically as you explore the world. You'll find animals to hunt, strangers in need, and so on. So potentially there could be some kind of stagecoach missions that task you with driving NPCs from one place to another, all whilst making sure they don't get robbed and murdered by a band of ambushing outlaws. Not only would this be a great way to take in the magnificent views and learn the terrain, but Rockstar's signature attention to detail should also provide us with loads of laughs from the NPC's incidental dialogue. I mean, who doesn't love a good sing-along? Everyone knows how nice it is to come home from a stressful day at work and unwind with a nice warm bubble bath, and in Red Dead Redemption 2, it looks like you can do just that. Although, in Red Dead, it's probably more a case of washing the blood of 15 men off your face rather than just having a nice relaxing soak with a lush bath bomb. Here we can see Arthur having a romantic bath with wine and candles, which hopefully suggests that there may be opportunities to share that bath with other people. I mean, even if it doesn't end with some boot-knocking action, at least it'll be a great way to save water. Oh, and if you don't give Arthur a dunking in the tub every so often, he will get muckier and smellier over time, just like real-life people do. By the looks of it, your level of personal hygiene in the game will affect how NPCs react around you. Be too stinky, and people like this lady here will do their best to avoid you. Be well groomed, dress yourself up in some new fashionable outfits, and maybe you'll get preferential treatment in the many shops and bars dotted around the game world. Although, if like me, that sounds a little too much like hard work, I guess you could just get real sweaty, roll around in some horse poop, and take what you want by force instead. When you're not having a showdown with a wanted criminal, why not spend your time having a hoedown with a local instead? In Red Dead Redemption 2, you can curb your killing sprees and indulge in a little bit of fancy footwork with an NPC. Or if dancing's not your thing, you could just sit back and watch other people have a turn at one of the many stage shows that are on offer. That's not the only paid entertainment you can indulge in though. Bar games are also returning to Red Dead Redemption 2, and they look much more elaborate this time around, with activities on offer like blackjack, dominoes, and my old favourite, stabbing yourself in the hand.
God!
Oh, and if none of those take your fancy, you could just prop up the bar and get wasted instead. Something that's completely new to Red Dead 2 is the ability to be able to sit down between shootouts and have a nice warming meal. In this shot, for instance, Arthur is grabbing himself a big portion of delicious beef stew, although I'd have probably gone for the lamb, but hey, that's just me. So, what does it mean to be able to eat in the game? Will it change our physique like it did in GTA San Andreas? Will it provide temporary boosts to combat or perception, a la Breath of the Wild? Or is it just a long-winded way of getting your health back? At the moment, your guess is as good as mine, but now I'm wondering if we'll be able to poop in the game, so maybe I should go and have a quiet word with myself. Okay, I'm back, and so by the looks of things are GTA 5 style heists, but are they going to be kept exclusively for the single player story portion of Red Dead 2, or will they be a large part of the online experience? The thought of saddling up with the rest of Team Eurogamer to incompetently attempt a bungled bank robbery is a pretty exciting one. I mean, God only knows what kind of chaos we'd cause with a few sticks of dynamite and our legendary inability to communicate. Either way, here's hoping that Rockstar put everything they've learnt from GTA 5 to use here so that A, there's a bunch of different heists available from launch, and B, the online component of Red Dead 2 works as soon as the servers are switched on. Because waiting for GTA Online to get fixed was a right pain in the bustle. Did you know that you can investigate crime scenes in Red Dead Redemption 2? Because you can. Look, have a listen to this if you don't believe me.
Or investigating a crime scene.
Mother have mercy.
See? Told you so. Anyway, details on this aspect of the game are pretty thin as well. Will investigations work in a similar way to The Witcher 3, where you search for and follow clues to uncover the crimes, or will it be a much simpler form of story progression? At the moment, it's unclear, but I love the thought of being able to put the main story on hold and just spend my days trying to be the Wild West version of Sherlock Holmes. Elementary, my dear Winchester rifle. What do you get if you cross John Marston with water? Dead. That's what. Yep, as you're probably aware, old John Marston wasn't the best swimmer. In fact, all he needed to do was dip his toes into a stream and he'd pop his clogs. So being able to paddle along a river instead of galloping on a horse will be a refreshing change of pace. That's not the only water sport you can indulge in though. If you'd rather stay on dry land, why not try a spot of freshwater fishing? It's relaxing and you stand to earn yourself a free meal. And there's nothing better in this world than free food. Except for maybe jorts. Huh. Wonder if cowboys even had jorts. God, imagine that. A time before jorts. Doesn't bear thinking about, really. From beautiful legwear to beautiful views now, because Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to have some of the best looking scenery you've ever seen in a video game. Which is why it's such great news to hear that we'll be able to admire them all in a variety of different ways. For a start, we now know you can play Red Dead 2 from a first-person perspective, so once you're done looking people right in the eyes as you prepare to duel with them, you can head on up to a mountaintop and watch the sunrise over the wilderness. If going first person isn't your bag though, you could always switch to the new cinematic camera as you trudge your way across the land. This option will make it look like you're starring in your very own western, and as you'll be able to fully take in the lush surroundings as you trot along, it'll make a nice change from just staring at your horse's arse the whole time. And finally, if all else fails and none of the above tickle your fancy, you could spend your spare time in Red Dead 2 shooting people in the balls. Yep, that's right. As you can see here, the new improved Deadeye system now allows you to pinpoint your enemy's testicles as a weak spot. So, if you really want to become one of the most feared outlaws in the West, now you literally have a goal or two to aim for. Oh God. Now, does anyone out there fancy some prairie oysters for tea?
It's so far away.
And that's that, ya wee varmints. Thanks for watching this video. Do give it a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't done already, and if you fancy watching Team Eurogamer's inevitable Red Dead 2 multiplayer live streams in the future. And as always, do have a lovely day. Yeehaw!
Where's our money?
Do you have my bag?
Always, Dutch.
You. Click on one of these videos. Doesn't matter which one. Anyone. Well, maybe that one at the top. Heists Views. So, yeah, click on that one. Thanks. Bye.